Hi, we'll start again. So we make here the post office in this castle or church. But that is post office there. See this house. And at first we make this steel part here. And you ask you, how should I do such? I show you. So it starts to build the curves for that. So add curve, Bezier curve, rotate X 90 degrees, scale down. So we see that is like a hook. So we build this hook. That means we start from down and goes middle point to take. You must know that. So that is the spike, goes over there and comes down there. So we extrude from the middle point and rotate it by grabbing or rotating like you would, and look, that is even the same. So that is nearly, the spike goes a little bit more up and that goes more out. It's a harder cut between them, so we must try to find that position which goes from here and here. It must more be like a curve, so the middle point must be more there and the roundness comes there. Can nearly be good. Spike, hook, that is for me too small, that is too small, so we might find another way there. It's most of the time like an organic float. It must float correctly, and if not, you must have done something wrong. So you simply must try to reach that point where it is like organic styles. Now there is better, but there is a little problem. That floats good, nearly good, not completely good. Here a little shit there. That's better. But the hook can be more up, so more like that, but then we must change the position there. Or we must take two other. So we grab that there maybe and bring that there. So we build the hook with more curves. So the hook itself goes there, flows over and goes down. So the hook position nearly good, but not really, so we must go here deeper. So it comes from here. But here must go more and harder over. So we take it here and make that shorter, makes it harder. here, hard long turn, hard long turn. So we must go here, maybe there. That is nearly round 2. But I think that can work. Good. Only thing we have to do, we bring that to the same point as the other point is. So that is our floating stuff where we want to get some metal following that. So the base structure of this banded thing, it's simply, so we bring that in front, and we take here add mesh cube, scale down, then we bring it in front, extrude the back face, then we take the front and simply scale them down. That is the spike tip, and then we take the back face and scale them up. That is the rest of that. So it goes to get a little bigger and bigger as far as that go. So now we have to bend this around that. So for that we need to have match ellipse. So I take here, don't know, such like that, and this here too, and then we can say to this, the name of that is Bezier curve, and we want to take this and say it should be placed on a curve, deform like a curve, and the curve name is Bezier curve. And then we have to say which method he should take for that. But with the eye you can disable the modifier. We have before apply the rotation scale of that object and set the origin to the geometry. And now when we take that on, we can now move with the mouse, and you see it will try to follow that. And that is, you must try some of these points, which one is the right one. That isn't it, so not Y. I think that isn't it too, so it can only be X. So the X, we see it follows, but we must find the right way where we start to come in so that it follows good. A little bit spiky. So we see that is nearly deformed, but it is too rough. So we give them here a subdivision surface on it and make them before the curve. Then we can shake it up and give smooth on, and then you see what we got there. That is nearly that spike, but not really. It can be rough, but only in this form, but not at the round parts there. So that means completely that we need here more words in. So we simply take that, but a simple form of that. So we apply in the object mode, then we get that. That is more fine as before. So we only have to apply again the rotation scale of it, and then you see that looks other way. The only point here is this point, what's bad. So that is the one part you can do. The other part is Shift D, make a copy of that, take here the curve editor, and can say 3D, and it should be a full, and it should have a depth. So there's depth. Then the resolution you can take up higher or lower, and then you have a tapper and the bevel object. That is to say, there it must be small, and at the back it must be big, as as a sample. That is the other way you can do that. You see that is now a quad, but a turned quad, and when you get the resolution higher, that will change. I think that can work for that. So we simply Shift D, make a copy, Alt C to make a mesh from that curve. Now we have here a mesh. So we can now take this here as a sample and take proportional editing connected and scale simply. But roll the middle mouse button to get the influte near. Then we can control with that how many should get inflated by that. So we can first say it should be higher floated, and it should be grabbed in that or that direction like you would. And so you can tweak that to a point that you like. Can rotate complete and let that turn with. It's all possible with that. That is the fine stuff by proportional editing. Then you can disable it again and grab that and scale that maybe, and bring down the loops in and let inflate it by the loops. When you take again proportional editing and take here the spike now, and now you can inflate them other way than ever before. That looks so good, but we are not at the end. That is okay. Then here we must go a little bit smaller. That is nearly this spike thing, but not really. So I better try to make it with that one here. The only thing is we must have here a higher count. As higher the count, as better the following of the curve. So we take here subdivision surface, simple but high. I don't know why it is here so fucked off. Okay, now it is good. So now we can control it by the curve only. You can say how should it be banded and where should it be. There is really now the good way to do such. That we can place more before. That is the little hook there, but it must be a little bit turned. Such like that. That must be a little bit shorter. That too. that is real good for that. I think that one is the best of this method. So make it from a spike to that. That is the spike. It should follow the curve there, and then you have that object. So Shift D, make a copy of that and bring it till the side. Then we say here that should be all applied. So apply the curve and apply the modifier. Then you see we have that object that is very too high from the word count. There are millions. So there is a tool that called decimate, and you can unsubdivide here, and then you get the word count there, but you must be in object node. You see we have 9,000 in the moment, and when we go here higher from the iteration, you will see this to have now 4,000, 2,000, 1,000, 600, and so you can say how much should that have, and I think that is a good one. So we apply that, and we see that is a normal one. And now we have the possibility to mesh tools, smooth vertex. That makes it a little bit more smooth style there, and that looks better. We see here is a little bit too hard there and there, so we can take here a little loop in that we make manually, that it looks better. We have proportional editing on, so we can simply take here this edge and then grabbing. We only must get here the influsion correct. So the same we make with all the parts that are not perfectly rounded. And then we have a good hook with less words. Sure, we can make that now perfectly if you want to do that, but I say that is enough to do that what we want. So we have done this one spike here. We need this other spikes there. So that means we must build other curves and let them follow. So we take this curve as this is. So it should be like a snake. So it goes wider back, and it isn't as high as the other one. So we go a little bit deeper and let it go with float. You can make that with proportional editing. That makes it a little bit easier from the control, but not really. So we disable. It's disabled. Good. So that must be more back. That means we grab that and bring that in float, bring that deeper. So we have the float, but it should look a bit up. So we bring that to that point. So we have a little starting. That bending must come later. So we can take it rest and bring them more back. So we have the light following and goes down to the material. So we go there, and each time if you see the one is shorter than the other, then you will get a mystery look. So every time try to make there some that is more even, nature, floating. You will see that with the eye, what is good, what is bad, and where you must tweak. That a very good float, but here it's more like that. We need it straight, so that can only be that. So bring it there, and it floats correct. Good. Here we can take the same base structure, so we can take here our mesh, but disable the curve for the moment. That mesh, because it's the same, it's thin at the tip and big at the back. So we can take that, but we must give here a new name for the Bezier curve, and that called Bezier curve 003. So we take here that Bezier curve, and then we try again. Activate, and then we try grabbing and positioning, and you see it follows, and I think that can be it. For me that's good, so I say that is okay. So we can take both, Shift D, bring it on the side, apply the modifier. In this case we don't need that normally, so we can disable it, and we see that follows automatically, so we can take that away and have a simple mesh here. That curve we don't need, so we move it at the second layer. So we have two of that things done. That is done. This hook is done. Then we have here the back one we need. That is nearly like that, but other way, I think. I must think about it. We can use that for that. Shift D, when we turn that in the Y. Yeah, we can use it. That is better for us. So we have the same float there. That is good. So that makes sense for me. Here at the top comes then that hook, and there is a spike between and this little step there. Okay. File save, and we take here this little hook that we take simply that one and turn that. So we can take that here, Shift D, and take only this part here that is such a spike. So we can say with background selection, circle selection, and we only need a little part of that, so that is okay. So we have that is this spike. Object, apply rotation scale, set the origin to geometry. Now we can rotate them, and we have nearly that. If that don't is enough for you, you can take here the front, take proportional again, and grab that, make the influte low, and rotate that. Then you get more this spike effect, and there you can control that like you would. The rest you can make as you want. It's simply spike, nothing more. Good. That comes there on the side, and on the other side too. So Shift D simply rotates at 180 to bring it to the other side too. The spikes are on the top too, so it must be on this stage So Shift D, place it there. Then we see that is at the wrong position, so we must get them a little back. And that maybe is a little bit long. So we scale it a little smaller on that too. So we have that. Then we bring the middle spike in. So file, save as, give them new name version number. Then we take here, add mesh cube. Start from the down part there. That's okay. Then we bring it up. We disable proportional. Get it tilted up. And from there we extrude it as the spike. So extrude and simply scale. Then we have that spike that we now must bring all together. It's a little bit too big in that direction, so we scale it in the Y. And this one can maybe be a little bit bigger, or that a little bit smaller, so we make that smaller. And bring that more up, and then more in. That is in, that's okay, but it must be more in there. So we have that. That one also bring in. See, it's too big, so scale Y, and it fits. Same we have to do. Wow, that sounds good though. Same we have to do. Yeah. Oh, good. A little bit down, and bring that in, and that is in, but we must take it a little to the Y. So we done that spiky shit. Some, I don't know. It's France, yeah. There's all a little bit other. So we can make it as one and then array that, and then we have done that. Good. So we can take here the whole rest of it and place that on second layer. So M to move second layer, that M second layer, that 2, and the other 2. So we have done that thing here, so we can mark that completely. And Shift D, make a copy of that, and join that together as one. So we can take now the singular ones and move them to the second layer too. So only left is this here, that is now one object, and we can array that. Yeah, so we simply rotate set 90 degrees, so it looks from the front. And how many that are 6. So we take here array modifier, but that is the wrong direction, but can be right, because we must say object apply rotation scale before and set the geometry to that. Now we can activate again with the eye symbol, and we see now it fits. We need 6, so we give in 6 there, and that is this part there. bring it to the same size, and you see the other one goes higher there. That we must make then later. We only make the base at the moment, then we get them higher. Good. Oh, I see each second one looks other. Okay, then that makes no sense. We like that. That means this one has not this down angles and that spawn. So Shift D. We kill that spawn. And this finger's there. Okay. So L to select that and the spawns and delete that. So only that left. It has a hook. It has these wrinkles there. They are there. But they're wrong turned, I see. Okay. So we must bring them here on the other side. So we rotate set 90 degrees. That is okay. That is this type. The other type has no spawn at the top and no wrinkles on the side. So that means there we can delete the spawn and these wrinkles there. And that is what left. Oh, but they're at the down, some spikes there. Yeah, they are there, but they must be able, so rotate set 90. So now we have it. That's it. Tricky stuff, but cool. Flat, safe. Then we take them both together as one join. And Shift D, make a copy and move that to the second layer. Now we can ray that. But we need less of rays. Where's the ray gone? Okay. Take it again. And we need less now because, yeah, that is then okay. Cool stuff. Then Shift D, we can make a copy of that whole thing, and we see that is the same but longer, much longer. So we can take here, I must look. The hooks, this stuff is all different, oh. The hooks with this thing, but this thing is deeper down, and this is there. Really fucks me off, this shit there. We have not that down spikes. This down spikes come simply there, and that is that part, and that is that part, but here is another. Okay, so we take this down part and bring that down. So that we make later. That we have here these spikes there, and there's a hook on. That is correctly, and the rest is a spike. That's correctly too. So, but with the hook there, that must come down. So that means we take here with L these two things and bring them there. That's it. Okay. So how much we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 counted, and it should be near, I think. So we can take here this one part and bring it much near, such like that, I think. And the difference between themselves should be less. Yeah. So we have that. That is okay. The roundness, as I said, we make later. And these horizontal lines we make later too. Okay, we make them directly. So add mesh cube, scale down. Then bring that out. Done. We take it there. Then Shift D, make a copy, bring it down under the spikes there, and Shift D, bring it down to that point maybe. So we have done that. Shift D, place there. 1, 2. There, but bring it back that it is a little bit smaller, and Shift D, bring one at the top there. Okay. We see they are not at the same distance, so we must bring it there. Good. But more up and more to the side. Good. That's fine. Here is the same. We have to bring them more in front. Okay. And bring it more to the side, and I think more up here. Good. Done this mystery thing's enough for me today. So next we make in the next tutorials. File save, and we see us in the next tutorial. Thanks a lot. Bye.